we are going to talk about how to show that you're wife material. And I want to place an emphasis on before the ring, because it is definitely important for you to show that you're a wife, because how would he know if you're a wife or not? How would he know if you're a wife or not if you haven't shown him? And so if you haven't shown him, he's not going to be convinced. So you have to essentially prove yourself. Yes, you have to show yourself to be. You have to prove yourself to be, in fact, wife material. The post says, the point of a relationship is to prove your marriage material. How you going to get married if you still out there acting like you single? Just because you a quote unquote girlfriend and don't got a ring yet? Y'all seriously think a man is going to marry you in the hopes that you'll start acting like a wife? If you're not acting like a wife before that, then he's not going to marry you, because obviously you are not fit to be a wife. This is so dumb. Exactly. It's a shame that so many of us, ladies in particular, we have to say the same thing in 50 gabillion different types of ways in the hope that it's going to stick with some of you ladies. This is so plainly put, and others have also plainly put it in different ways, different wording or whatever. But we're all saying the same thing. You are a wife before the ring. You have to prepare to be a wife before the ring. You have to want to be a wife before the ring. You have to act like a wife before the ring. Otherwise, he is not going to know if you are in fact a wife, or in fact wife material, ladies. So all of this, you still want to party and you still want to wear your assets out and all of this and all of that, all of those streetly single activities, they need to cease. Okay? Because if you continue those actions, ladies, they're going to be huge red flags for that man. And if you want that man, if you want to keep him, again, you have to prove. How is trust built, ladies? Over time, with actions, with consistency. Similar thing. You have to show through the way you behave, through the way you walk and talk, when you're in his presence and when you're not in his presence. Those things are going to build up the proof that he's going to need in order to make an analysis on your performance, essentially, right? On who you are, what your character is. Are you a woman of your word? Are you a woman of character? Are you nurturing and things of that nature? Are you what he's looking for? He's collecting and analyzing the data, aka he is vetting you, giving you time to prove and show that you are in fact a wife material, and the wife for him. So yes, legally, you're single before you're married. However, spiritually, you should have been preparing yourself. You should have been checking your mind. You should be going to the God who you serve and things of that nature to get yourself together as much as you can to be the wife to a masculine, honest, providing, man of character. Her character now, what you see in front of her, reflects wife. Chavez says that the fastest way to be traded or dropped from a team is to act like you're a free agent. Okay? It's to act single. It's to act like you're single and want to stay single. Mark, thank you again for being a channel member. Putting a ring on the finger doesn't mask the behavior of a 304. It doesn't. Because best believe, I was trying to see if my husband was husband material, as I was proving to him that I'm wife material. That's what grown folk do. Well, I would say this, Celine, my husband vetted me for 3 years. We got married on year 3. But he said he knew from the beginning that I was wife material, but there were some things that he wanted to do first. Respect the time, ladies. Respect the time that a man uses to vet you. I'm not saying to be there for 7 years. That's not what I'm saying. But in your have patience, have compassion, and you can still do temperature checks because I sure was. But it definitely depends. But a man does know if you're his wife or if you're wife material or not quickly. I also have another video.
I love to see him eating the meal that I cooked. I love seeing him sleep easy. Like every night, like clockwork, I scratch this man's back to sleep. And I know when he's asleep because I can tell when his breathing changes. And some people might think that's psychotic, but that's like, I just know that's when I'm like, oh, I can stop now. But I find joy in being your rest. And it shouldn't be conditional.
She is 100% correct. 100%. I 100% agree. Wives draw joy from loving on her man. You have to show that you know how to feed a family, feed him, feed a family. Even if you're not the best cook, put in effort to improve. That is a part of being feminine. That is a part of being accountable. That is a part of relationship and marriage. What are ways that I can improve in order to show effort, in order to show love, in order to display respect? It's all about your actions, ladies. Don't allow feminism rhetoric and teachings and beliefs to keep you from getting a man, a good man. Because there are good men out here. But again, you're repelling them due to the things of your heart, the things you say, the things you post, how you look. You're deterring good men. Check your heart, ladies. She's saying she can tell when her man is asleep due to the way his breathing changes. Same with Mark. He's even saying that, with his waiting. And he knows how tired she is. Ladies, this thing is not one-sided. Stop allowing others to make you believe that just because you're being feminine and putting in effort and you're submissive, it's one-sided and the man is not doing this or he's doing that wrong to you or with you. But I'm talking about the husband type. That's who I'm talking about. He's going to reflect your effort. Of course, he's not a mind reader, so if you need something from him, say that. But he's going to reflect your effort. When you show him respect and consideration, and when you show him that you're nurturing and things like that, he is going to also nurture you back. It's just different because he's a man. It's reciprocal when you're with a good man. But you have to have in your heart that you're going to do well, that you're going to do good, that you're going to be honest in this relationship because you want to ring. This is all about being genuine. This is all about being accountable for your errors and your flaws and being willing to adjust in order for the relationship to flourish. Exactly, Celine, whether the reflection is good or bad. She's talking about being his peace, bringing him peace, bringing him something to eat. Nurture that man. Give that man food. They say the quickest way to a man's heart is through his stomach. Ladies, come on now. Figure out what he likes. Ladies, look, let me tell you something. My husband is picky. He's very particular. I had to adjust to that. I had to learn that because I wanted to please his palate. And I knew, okay, if I wanted to be with this man, I'm going to have to learn how he likes his food and put in an effort to make it the way he likes it. And it took me some time. It did. And I was a little frustrated and, because it's like, dang, I really thought this was going to be, to your liking this time, but not quite, dang. But I got back into it, listened to him, and then put in the effort. And then that's when I started getting the results that I wanted. But things like that take time. But if you're not willing to put in that effort before the ring, how is he going to know that you're going to put in effort in the marriage? when it comes to his food, or when it comes to something else he likes or doesn't like, or when it comes to if you guys come to a tough place in your relationship, are you going to run, or are you going to fight? Are you going to push? Are you going to consider the errors of your ways and put it in an attempt to repair the damage that's been done? Again, he's vetting you before he gives you that ring, before he gets down on one knee. So again, you have to show and prove that you are a wife. Again, you have to show that you're wife material. But first, let's talk about the red flags, y'all. Let's talk about how to show that you're not a wife. And really, it's just going to be the other things that we're going to talk about on how to show that you're a wife if you just do the opposite of that, you know. But the main thing I wanted to mention, and I did mention it a little bit earlier, is still conducting streetly activities in the way you dress, in the way you behave, in the way you conduct yourself in his presence, but I would like to emphasize, not in his presence. Streetly activities, okay? Streetly activities. That's the quickest way to show that you're not wife material. Through the way you dress and the way you behave. That's the quickest way for him to say, oh, that's a big red flag. Hold on, y'all. Okay, next. How to show your wife material. Through your spirituality, ladies. If you're a believer, whatever that is, it's important for you to pray. If you have a word to say to him or with him, say it. Pray in secret. Pray over him if you feel led, if you feel the need. Don't hide your relationship, your faith. That's an important factor in relationship. Is that something he can agree with? Is that something he's comfortable with? Don't hide your spirituality. Show him that. Being his peace. The last video I showed was her talking about how she brings him peace, soothes him to sleep, feeds him. And she said at the end, and it shouldn't be conditional. It shouldn't be tit for tat. It shouldn't be, okay, well, I'll scratch your back if you scratch mine. Show that you're loyal. How can you show that you're loyal? You know, do men approach you? Are you giving out numbers? Are you being kind? But still saying, no thanks, I'm taken? Or again, are you giving out your number? Are you defending him against your family if needed? That shows that you're loyal. We don't allow people to talk junk about your man. Online or offline, on the phone or off the phone. Display respect in that same way. Are you defending him against your family, against your friends? Knowing how to dress in public, of course. Your behavior. If he tells you to go to the car, you're going to go to the car. Are you going to argue with him as to why you don't need to go to the car, don't want to go to the car, after he told you to go to the car? Are you talking down on him? If you're talking down on him, if you're speaking ill of his character or just him in general, that is not how you just show respect or show that you even care. Or maybe there's some hurt within you that you need to check. If every time you want to talk to him, you want to say something mean, you need to get some help.
Stop it. Get some help.
Ways to show that you're a wife. Do you have self-discipline? Again, when you're approached by men, and I'm really getting into the whole if you're being approached, because if you're attractive to your man, you're going to be attracted to others. Okay, so in the times where you're approached, are you giving in? Another thing, it is a huge red flag, as I've talked about before in previous live streams, if you still have your exes on your line. But if you have an ex who is still calling you, who want to be all buddy and da-da-da, that's a problem. No one who has been in your life romantically, in my opinion, needs to be or should be in your life while you're on your way to wifedom. That's why it's important to remain sexually chastened, wise. I understand not everyone's a virgin, but you need to be wise, ladies. You don't need to have all these men attached to you anyway. That's baggage. And you want the least amount of baggage as possible. If this is the man who you want, the masculine man who you care for and all of that, who you want to, you want to marry him. You need, while y'all in that relationship, if it's needed, you need to be tying up loose ends and cutting things off, cutting habits off, cutting people off, lessening your baggage. Ways to show that you're a wife, ladies, before the ring is loving on him the way that he needs to be loved. I'm not talking about just, bedroom fun. But again, I'm talking about feeding him, asking him, is he okay? Checking on him. When you guys are relaxing, does he like head rubs? Do that for him. You want to create a safe space for him and be that safe space. And that includes loving on him the way he needs to be loved. Please hit the like button. Please hit the like button. I recommend, ladies, go ahead and do the five love languages quiz. The both of you. Me and my husband did that early in our relationship. And that way we learned how each other needs to be loved and likes to be loved and wants to be loved. So we can tap into that part of them in order to show how much we love each other, in order to show that we hear them, that we hear each other. And that we create that safe space of love and protection and comfort within our relationship. If you want to show that you're a wife, that you're his wife, that you're wife material, you need to have class and decorum. I'm not saying you have to go around, but you need to know how to act in public. Not acting out when someone's rude, when you're upset. You all need to be able to control your emotions. Ladies, it's dangerous to be flying off the cuff all the time. If he sees, especially again, I'm talking about the masculine man, the good man, the man of character, who has the 4 P's. It is a red flag if you're flying off of the cuff all the time, because it's going to tell him that your mouth and your actions have the possibility to put your lives in danger. Like, seriously. So learn how to effectively communicate, check your attitude, have class, have decorum, know how to dress depending on where you're going, and how to behave. Act like you have some home training. Show that you have home training. Show that you have, again, decorum and class about yourself. Show that you're a mature woman.